Hey guys, and welcome to a new YouTube video that I'm going to be doing, which is a tier list for the upcoming Premier League season, the 23-24 season. This is before the transfer window does open, so I'll be doing another one of these come the end of the transfer window. Obviously, it comes down to opinion, so obviously feel free to put your comments in the chat below. But yeah, these are my opinion, where and who I think is going to do what. We'll start, I think. Well, yeah, so I'm doing one now. It's January 14th. January? It's not. It's June 14th right now. And I will do one towards August before the Premier League starts. Because then it just deciphers what I think, or how I think teams have done in the window. So it'll be interesting how the transfers change my opinions on teams in the league. Okay, so yeah, we'll start. I think the obvious one here is the champions. I think Manchester City just do it again. They're just too class, and they're going to add this summer. It wouldn't surprise me if they went out and just went for Mbappe, to be honest. You know, he's available now. Well, weird, whatever's going on there. So yeah, Manchester City top. I think they're too strong again. I think they'll they'll go for the treble again. If not the quadruple, I might eat my words here. But it also depends what a couple of teams do in the transfer window. You know, like there's a couple like Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea are strong, Arsenal. If they just strengthen a little bit in certain areas, why not? Why couldn't they go for it? So, teams fighting for the Champions League spots, the remaining ones anyway, the other three. I think Manchester United claim second. I believe they are strong enough. I think they could have challenged last season, but they had some poor. I can't remember if was it away performances. They seemed a bit lackluster at times. So yeah, I think Man United they look good. So if they base off last season, I think they'll challenge. Maybe a bit biased, but Liverpool, I think they're back up there. Look, I think we had a blip last season, and that's okay. It happens, but I think we'll be back up there. Especially if we played how we played them last 10 games or so, we were very good. We just were almost unstoppable until we played Southampton. So yeah, I believe I think we'll fight for that top four, and Arsenal finishing the Champions League spots. Maybe a bit controversial, not having Newcastle in there. But I do think they just had a good season. I don't know if they'll be able to replicate what they did last season. It was very tough, so it'll be interesting. But it depends who they add as well. If they've got money to spend, and you know it'd be interesting to see what Newcastle do in the summer. But anyway, yeah, Arsenal finishing fourth. I don't think they have to do a lot of business. They just have a few areas here or there, but their team is young, up and coming players. Saka's good, Jesus is good. Martinelli's good. You know, they've got good players. So yeah, that's my my top four. Finishing in the Europa League in 5th and 6th. I believe it will be Newcastle in 5th and Chelsea in 6th. I think Chelsea had a blip last season, but with Mauricio Pochettino coming in, I think they can only get better. But Newcastle first anyway. Eddie Howe, yeah. Like I said, they've got money to spend. If they spend it wisely and correctly, they will be fine. They just have to spend it correctly, because that could be their issue. But Eddie Howe's smart. His assistant's smart. So, yeah, I think Newcastle, I mean, they could easily swap quite comfortably with Arsenal there. But I do think they'll just be a little bit short. And then Chelsea, they've got the team there. The team is there. They don't really need to add too much more. Maybe one or two, a goalkeeper, maybe a centre back, probably an actual striker. But if they sell a lot of their players, they're not going to be spending any money. They can't spend another 600 million again, though. That just can't. It's not sustainable. It's not a thing. So yeah, that makes up my top 6. Finishing in 7th in the Europa League, I'm going to go Tottenham. I think Ange is going to get them back there. And again, if you looked at their team is good enough. Similar, really. They could be here. So yeah, I'm going to go with them in 7th. I think they are good enough for it, but time will tell how they perform and if they keep certain players. But then, like I said, that'll be based off the next video. So making up the mid-table positions, so 8th to 12th. I think Villa. If again, Unai Emery's got them going. They're in a buzz at the moment. They've just hit the Europa League, so Conference League is it? So a lot of excitement around Villa at the moment, which is good to see because they're one of the big clubs, and good for them to be back. I then believe Brighton are in there. Again, based off last season, look, they finished 6th this season. I don't think they'll be able to do anything like that again. They are very good, and all they need is, again, a few additions. Not many additions are needed. But to replicate that when you're going to have these teams here all going for it, because a lot of these want vengeance, they missed out just. They've lost the final to them. These were awful. Good. So I think there's a lot of teams here that are going to be they're going to step up. The big teams are going to step back up. We ignore Tottenham because Tottenham are relevant. So yeah, Brighton there. I think West Ham, they don't do what they did last season. Oh, well, they finished 14th, so that will only be finishing 11th. So it's an improvement still. I think that's what they'll be going for, and they've got Europa League football this season. So I think Moyes is a good side, but then it depends on again transfers, which will make a big difference to the next one. So yeah, I think West Ham there, and then I believe Brentford make up that 12th position. Similar, they're without Ivan Toney now from now till January is it? He's a huge loss. So they're gonna have to replace. I don't know if they'll be able to find the right replacement, to be honest, but we'll see. 13th, Fulham. Yeah, Fulham in 13th. I think. Look, they finished 10th this season. So again, it's where Fulham should be. They're a Premier League side, but they're not up here. They're a mid-table Premier League side, which is fine. Fulham are okay. I believe Wolves sitting there under Lopetegui. I think they'll be better than what they were last season, but 14th, Wolves probably take that. I know they were a Europa League team a few years ago, but I think that's not a bad position for them. Then we go Palace, I believe. But then, again, similar. Depends if Hodgson stays or not. Right now, I believe he is, but I don't know. And they've gained Jefferson Lerma, who's good, but they had a good second half of the season last year, so I don't see why they're not there. So what's that? 13, 14, 15, 16th. Everton stay up. Just. Again, I think it's just going to be a dogfight from this season. Although, watch them now fight and be up here. It depends what Dyche wants to do. Dyche has got the facilities, he's got the team. He doesn't have to. Well, they need a bit of an overhaul, I think, owner-wise more than anything, and then to sell a lot of their players. But some players he's got there, Onana, Calvert-Lewin, if he wants to play and not be injured all the time, they've got good players. It's just they're not getting the best out of them at the moment. So what's that? 13, 14, 15, 16. And the last team to be safe. Oh, I've got two more teams, sorry, to be safe. Stupid. Gonna go Burnley. I think Burnley just about stay up, but I don't think it's under company. I think he has a rocky half and he might get sacked. Because the team right now isn't good enough when they come in the Premier League. They need lots of improvements. But I do like Burnley. I think they're an alright side. And the remaining team. It's between these two for me, to be honest. Bournemouth or Forest. I think that could quite comfortably come down to the last game of the season. I'm gonna go Forest just. They were better than Bournemouth last season, really. They shouldn't have been in that fight till that end, really. So yeah, I think Forest just about to stay up, and then I think it's Bournemouth, Sheffield United, and Luton. I am writing Luton off completely, which is harsh, but they haven't got anything. Their team is nowhere near Premier League quality. They are poor, and this is going to be their first time in the Premier League, and they're playing alongside some big boys. So yeah, I think Luton don't really stand a chance. Sheffield United, to be honest, they probably are in the mix with staying up between. I think it's really between Everton, Burnley, Forest, Bournemouth, and Sheffield United to fight for them spaces there. So that could either be any of those 5 being a bit of a mixture. But yeah, that's my prediction. When the transfer window's opened, I will do another one of these in like a month or two's time. Let me know what you think about it in the chat below, comment section. And if you have liked it, drop a like. If you haven't subscribed, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much, and bye.